I'm embracing the struggle that I'm facing. Slowly shaking, I'm awakened from all this shit we're taking. You know that ain't right. They say that we're living, but that ain't life. Whether we live or die, it doesn't matter. For those that consider me less than a man within this culture you call the dominant society. So many problems, gotta solve them. Cold 4-5 revolve 'em. In the system, we ain't winning. Been this way since the beginning. I'm crying, I'm relying on my people, but they fast asleep, still chasing all this fake shit. They say greatness we can never be. Just to live and die and carry on, ignoring the state of we. You're a contribution to the problem, a cancer to society, but we can do no wrong. If we try.
Same old slave master today has Negroes who are nothing but modern Uncle Tom, 20th century Uncle Tom, to keep you and me in check, keep us under control.
Whether we live or die, it doesn't matter. For those that consider me less than a man within this culture you call the dominant society.
Welcome to the fall of Black Wall Street. This is a unique piece of history that has been swept under the rug for nearly 75 years, only to be resurrected and told to future generations. This is a story of courage, rebellion, and the will to fight for justice. On the other hand, it's a story of jealousy, cruel intentions, and ulterior motives. The year was 1921. The place, Tulsa, Oklahoma. No one anticipated changing the course of history, although it seemed inevitable that the destruction would occur. On the day of May 31st, 1921, an incident occurred that rocked all of Tulsa, starting with a black kid and a white girl on an elevator, an argument and a single gunshot, and a vicious mob of 300 white folks who ultimately burned to the ground a thriving African American business district called Greenwood. Among all the black business owners were leaders in the community like A.C. Jackson, at that time the world's most successful black surgeon, and then there was Mabel Little, the owner of the Little Rose Beauty Salon, B.C. Franklin, a prominent lawyer in the district who practiced law in Oklahoma since 1908, and then there was J.B. Stratford, owner of the Stratford Hotel and richest black man in Tulsa. J.B. Stratford was a man whose heart and soul bled passion for his own people. He strongly encouraged the spirit of acquiring more economic and social stature within the 30-some-odd blocks of the black Greenwood district. J.B. would go on to be the main accused insider of the actual riot itself, due to the fact he was labeled Greenwood's protector, openly and publicly denouncing lynchings in and around Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Well, you did it, Mr. Stratford. Quite an impressive job, I must say.
You mean we did it, darling? We did it. You know I wouldn't be half the man I am without you.
Oh, John the Baptist, stop that. Stop before the guest gets here and sees us.
Well, I guess you're right. That is what I built that master suite for, isn't it?
Well, you know, honey, I'm so proud of you. And you know, I'm proud that you're my husband, too. You know, you make me feel like the first lady.
Well, darling, if there ever was such a thing as a colored first lady, you would definitely be my first choice.
Aww. Well, you know, Mr. Stratford, what would this great community of Greenwood be without you, sir? I mean, just in a few short years, you have given the people a dream to build on and a foundation of hope in cities hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, well, I guess we better hope that hope flows, because we're going to need it to keep this thing going.
Honey, we've got this thing. I mean, come on. We've got 600 black-owned businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocers, 2 movie theaters, 1 bank, 1 school, and this great big edifice of a hotel right here in Tulsa. Now you tell me, what other thriving black cities are there in this country other than Detroit, Chicago, and Harlem?
Yeah, darling, but the envy. The envy. How long before them white folks come down here across these railroad tracks and burn down Greenwood with all its fancy businesses and uppity niggas?
Have you lost your mind? JB, don't talk like that. Now, I know God did not give us all of this great promised land just to take it back from us.
Well, darling, I think you're right. And you know what? With a woman like you by my side, I feel like I could take on the world. I feel like King Stratford.
You know, I love you, honey.
Yes, darling, and on that note, shall we?
Let's.
Welcome to the beautiful Stratford Hotel. Tired of getting turned out of those 2-star cockroach-infested hotels downtown? Well, come and enjoy the luxury. Enough rooms to take care of an army. Welcome to the fabulous Stratford Hotel.
Oh,
Hello, Fred.
Mr. Stratford, sir.
Mr. Fred the Grocer.
I would surely like to congratulate you on your newly founded success.
Thank you, brother Fred. Thank you.
I would like to present to you some of the finest meats from my cutlery store. Man, I got you some lamb, I got you some duck, I got you some chicken, and even some mustered up some wild game of some deer, sir, and I'm quite sure you and your wife is going to enjoy it, sir.
Sounds quite delicious. And an appreciation for all you do, and for one of being the first business owners in Tulsa, I'd like to comp you and your wife 2 nights at the fabulous Stratford Hotel.
Oh, you didn't have to, sir.
Not a word of it, Fred. Not a word.
I mean, Fred, please take it. Because you work too hard down there at that grocery mart of yours. And besides, you need to spend some time with the missus. And until you do, we'll be waiting for you. But for now, have a glass of wine and relax.
Well, thank you ever so kindly again. This looks wonderful.
Ooh, this is nice. This is even fancier than I thought it would be.
Well, thank you, Mr.
J.B. Stratford, you know you outdid yourself with this one.
Yes, thank you.
And just look at the marble. This is nice. I can't wait to tell Presley. I need to have some of this in my shop.
Why, Mrs. Little?
And speaking of which, Mrs. Stratford, I would like to present to you a grand opening gift. A gift certificate for services to Mabel Little's beauty salon. Child, I have your hair laid.
Oh my goodness, how sweet of you. I mean, these are the things that just make my heart melt.
And I appreciate it for all that you and your husband Presley do in the district of Greenwood with your Little Rose beauty salon. I'd like to comp you and your husband a couple of nights at the fabulous Stratford Hotel as a compliment.
Thank you, and thank you again.
You're very welcome. Have a good night. Enjoy. All right,
Wee, look at this here. Woo, Annie, look around. Look at this. This is beautiful. You know what? I'd have never believed that any of us as colored folks, Negroes or whatsoever you want to call us, would ever own anything as nice as this right here in my day. Yes, sir, I declare. I never believed it.
Oh, this is beautiful.
This.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. I heard about this place.
Yeah, but it ain't like
But just to see it close up and personal. Woo! Oh, wow. It's like, what's it like? Like standing in the lobby room of heaven.
It sure
Wow.
is. Hey, wait. You know what? When them white folks come up in here, their jaws gonna drop straight down to the floor. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. I know it will.
Oh, wow. And you know what? All I need is a husband. That way I too can come to the Stratford Hotel.
Now, Ann, you know I's your best friend. So I ain't gonna wake you up from that good dream you're having. You hear? Cause I ain't gonna
You know, husband, you wrong now. Look, I got a man. I got a man now. You just mad because ain't nobody in Tulsa studying you.
Oh, Wait a minute, you ain't got that right.
What?
Now, you know, every time when I get on that trolley, them guys be sitting on the side there, and their little eyes be just a looking, and that one ain't got no teeth in the mouth. You know what I be talking about? They always be trying to whistle at you. But I's got my eyes on that other guy sitting on the other side there, because he the one gonna be my beau one of these days, girl. I'm accidentally every time sit down and show him my kneecap. Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you woke up from that dream. You woke up from that dream. Cause you know what? Hey, these men in Tulsa, they ain't studying no skinny women. They like them thick, and country fed, just like myself. And you know, Sir Williams, the one we work for, girl.
What about him?
I can feel them old beady eyes, girl, go up inside my backside while I'm feeding them peas and corn. But you know what? Them old white men, they like this thickness too, but you know, ain't nothing happening.
Yeah, wait a minute. You know what?
What?
You talking about something, Sir William. You ain't nothing but a hot water cornbread mess.
You're wrong.
Who you
Go,
Where?
Mr. J.B.
How you doing, Mr. JB? I'm so
ladies.
glad to see you.
Evening.
You know, I just love everything I see in this place right here. Everything looking so fine and fabulous as it can be.
Thank you.
Everything I look at looking mighty fine. And you know what? I stopped drinking so much corn liquor. I'm going to drink some of that fine scotch you got back there in that saloon. Yes, sir. As soon as I get finished working for them damn whiteys eyes to be back here.
I appreciate that. Thank you for dropping by.
And I just love this place. And everything looking so
Yeah,
good.
that's good. You know what? Single people.
No, the rooms are for married couples only, ladies. Please have a drink. Feel free to drink.
Yeah, come, Mr. Stratford.
Rooms only for married people.
Please. Oh, you great. Oh, Mr. Stratford.
Well, hello, ladies.
Oh.
So nice of you to have joined us. I mean, please feel free to help yourself to anything that you may like.
Oh, well, that's so nice of you to say that.
Perhaps, maybe, a hors d'oeuvre.
Did she say whore? Did you call for whore? I don't mind.
No, wait, Annie, don't you get that.
I don't mind if I do that.
And now you don't want that. You don't want that.
hungry.
Come on,
Thank you,
girl,
Barbara.
you
It's
ain't
like
nothing
me.
but a hot mess.
I'm gonna get a drink too.
It's like me. You know what's bad like that. Nothing but a mess.
So, Mr. Stratford, what was that all about?
Oh, just a few of my many admirers.
Well, you better tell them there's no time for admiration while working for them white folks. They need to just go ahead and mosey along. You got that?
Yes, darling.
Okay, carry on.
Mr. J.B. Stratford,
Please,
my
Frank.
main man.
How are you? Good to see you.
Great,
Good to
great.
see you.
This is such a wonderful establishment you built here.
Thank you.
I came by to offer you my services.
Oh,
As you know, I'm a well-qualified lawyer.
indeed.
As a matter of fact, I'm one of the best black attorneys here in Tulsa.
Matter of fact.
Now, if you need my services, feel much obliged to give me a call. My number's in the Daily Tribune, and I'm not hard to find.
All right, Brother Franklin, I appreciate that. But you seem to be quite adamant that I'm going to be needing your services soon. It's like you know something I don't know. If you do, please enlighten me.
Well, it's come to my attention that it may be a potential uprising within the next few years. Hell, we seen it in Chicago. We done seen it in a dozen other cities not too far from Tulsa. Look, all I'm saying is you gotta find a way to protect your assets. And I'm here to help you if you need me.
All right, I appreciate that, BC. But let me tell you something. This hotel is my reason for existing, you understand? If anybody comes against this establishment, I'll be found on the front steps of this building, putting in work until the work is done. You got me? And that goes for any other business in the District of Greenwood, you understand? Or the city of Tulsa as far as that's concerned.
Well, look, I didn't mean to upset you. I was just coming by to offer you my services like I would any other business owner. Hell, man, we both fighting the good fight of faith. But we gotta be smart so we can continue enjoying this legacy that we're about to leave our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren, and so on.
All right, you're right. And it all begins now. Let's have a celebration. Let's have a toast.
Oh, let me get by my rich husband.
Thank you, my dear. Let's have a toast to the beautiful district of Greenwood. For what we built, let no man take us down. Let us all be protectors of monuments of our own community. This day we give thanks to the Creator for all that we've accomplished. From the Trail of Tears to the road of wealth of riches we've become. Never to go back again. With that being said, cheers to Greenwood.
In the 1920s, fashion was a high priority among the black community, partly due to the misconception that Negroes were unclean and lived in poverty-stricken neighborhoods known as ghettos. No one despised the notion more than that of Mabel Little. Raised in Boley, Oklahoma, Mabel was taught by her auntie Lydia at a young age how to wash, straighten, wave, and dress hair. She arrived in Tulsa at the age of 17 with $1.25 in her pockets. Her mother, who was sickly at the time, told her that she would end up becoming a prostitute, but Mabel was a big dreamer. She took a job as a maid for $20 a month and eventually married Presley in 1914. After saving up enough money between the two, their black American dream soon began to come true. Together, they purchased a 3-room small house. There, her husband ran a shoe shine parlor, and she operated the Little Rose Beauty Salon. She worked from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and catered more than 600 clients. As 7 years went by, and ultimately 18 years before the riot, Mabel and Presley had built a duplex with a brand new salon on the first floor and 3 rooms for rent on the upper level. They drove a Model T Ford, and for the Little family, life was good.
Hey, Mabel, how you doing? Get my hair done. What you mean not me again? Girl, shut up. I'm gonna get my hair done. Hey, you yes.
Oh, girl, lady. Woo, them white folks work me today. Oh, they got on my last nerve. Well, I wish I would take up a trade or something. I tell you. Oh, God, all day. Oh, I'm telling you. Oh, I'm so tired. My feet. Oh, Lord have mercy, my feet.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Stop. Stop right there. They got spray for mosquitoes and flies and stuff. You ain't gotta try to kill them with your feet. You gonna kill them? Put that suit back on. I tell you.
That feels so good, though.
Hey, but wait a minute.
What?
Seriously, y'all. Did y'all hear about that prostitute about 80 miles or so from right here? Y'all heard about that, didn't y'all?
Yeah,
y'all
heard about
that?
You mean that girl that killed that white man?
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Ooh. Listen, Mabel, tell us about what happened.
Tell him.
Well, the story goes like this. The young lady had been working all day and hadn't turned out any meat. Along came this white fella. She take him back to the brothel. They do their business. But when it came time for the cracker to pay up, he gave her a hard slap across her face and explained to her that he wasn't paying a dime.
That ain't right at all.
Too long. No, but that's when she took matters into her own hands. Yes, she did. She took a knife and she slit his throat and she killed him dead. Yeah. Now, after they got her down to the courthouse, that's when the white mob began to rally, demanding that they release the girl. As the crowd grew, they grew restless, and they stormed down into the courthouse, captured the poor girl, lynched her, mutilated her poor body, and took parts of her home as a souvenir.
Did you say souvenirs? Lord have mercy. Can you imagine something like that happening to me, or any of my children? Any of them?
But you know what? You ain't got to worry about that.
Why?
Because you ain't no prostitute.
I know I ain't no prostitute. But you know them white folks, they seem to think that anybody that's brown like us, that's a Negro, that's a whatsoever you wants to call us. We's all drunkards and prostitutes and beggars and bums and everything negative. They ain't never got nothing good to say about none of us. No, I declare, yes sir.
But you know what? Not our fine Tulsa men, they not like that.
Some of them,
well, now some of them now, you know, they a little bit, you know, but that's anywhere you go. I mean, it's always a bad apple in every bunch, but to call us hooligans?
no, that ain't right.
That's not right.
That ain't right. Well, we ain't no hula.
Well, believe it or not, my own mother told me I wasn't gonna be nothing more than a prostitute.
Oh, baby, I'm so sorry to hear that.
For Tulsa. But I tried to prove my mama wrong in every way.
Good for you.
Yeah, see, she was conditioned to me. Trained to be what they want you to be. Yeah, dependent. Yeah, but once I found my niche, I knew this is what I was gonna be doing for the rest of my life.
Well. You think you may be able to teach me some of them beauty secrets?
What? So you can work me out of business? That is not going to
You know, on a serious note, what y'all think about what I's gonna wear? Y'all remember that green dress I had on? That green dress that had me looking so sexy. That's the one I'm gonna wear, and I meet that guy from Detroit City. Yes, indeed, that's the one I'm gonna meet in my green dress from Detroit. Yes, sir.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, is that Detroit City or Detroit Street?
Nope. There you go. Street. You know I'm talking about Detroit Street. You always, but you know what? He look good enough to be from Detroit City. Yes, sir.
Detroit for sure. But you know what? Hey, that ain't nothing, no. That ain't nothing. Hold on, baby.
What?
No, hold on. Wait. Nate, tell us about the time you met the dude.
The dude? Oh, girl, tell her we ain't met no dude. Next thing you gonna try to tell me she going with the Duke of Earl. He go England and the Duke of everybody.
Maybe tell a story when you met him. Come on now, tell that story.
Well, it was a cool November night. Me and my husband was going out for a night on the town. Yeah, and we stopped at the Greenwood Smokehouse to get some ribs before we danced the night away at the jazz club. Well, apparently, this cat was hungry too. He couldn't have been no more than 18 at the time. Yeah, he came through the door with his zoot suit on and his high top hat, bigger than himself. But when I looked up and caught eyes with this high yellow fella, he began to grab my hand. And he kissed it and said, "It's my pleasure to meet you. I'm the Duke." Oh, but before he could utter another word, Presley swung across the table and tried to rip his head clean off his body. Oh, but luckily for the Duke, the restaurant staffed young men that was husky built.
You know what, Nate, I know you're not gonna do my hair till this afternoon, but I'm gonna tell you how I want my hair to be.
What you talking about? Getting your hair done up under that old 1890 mop wig you got on, and you know your hair ain't but about What you do with that saxophone?
Mrs. Annie, let me ask you something.
Sure, what, babe?
When do you think your husband is gonna have the rest of the rent money? Cause I can't have you working me like this, doing your hair and paying the rent for you. That just goes against the code of business.
Don't hit me, don't whip me. Miss Annie, I's gonna have your rent money. Don't whip me, I'm going. Listen, babe, Come on, Miss Mabel. Give us a break. We just felt a little hard times, you know. But we're going to have your money as soon as possible. Give us a break, all right? But listen, let me tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make you the best pound. As soon as I leave here, I'm going to make you the best pound cake your mouth ever tasted. It's going to make your mouth proud.
I accept. Because you know can't nobody resist any pound cake.
But
on another note, although I accept, this will not be tolerated again. So see to it, please, with the mister, that it never happens again.
We got you alrighty then. I'll be back this afternoon. Know what your cake's alright.
You know, that's what I don't like. People that got a little something going on and God them bless them with stuff like, you know, God bless that child and she got a hold. See, that's right. Come on, Annie. Come on, girl. Right now.
I know. Let me see how it look now.
No, let me see.
That ain't good, girl. Oh, yeah, I like that. No, it's okay. Okay. Thank you, baby. Them that's got shall give, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says that it is still news. Your mama may have, your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. The strong gets more while the weak one stays. Empty pockets don't ever make the grave. Your mama may have, your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own.
Sound like it says, New York Giants 7, New York Yankees 0.
Oh!
Yeah.
We might as well cut that radio off. We don't want to hear no bad news. Sorry asses. Well, I guess we just gonna have to pacify our minds with some good old down-home Tulsa stories. Goddamn boots I stole from my car. Fred, didn't I just tell you to put that drink away? I told you we got customers coming around in here. I'll drink. I mean, that's I got to tell you. Yeah, man, breakfast now, boy. Come here on up here, man. There's a goddamn mess.
Fred, would you stay still?
I heard something in the news. Anything about any white miles lynching their own?
Answer.
I ain't heard nothing about that. You heard something about that?
Now, what kind of question is that? You see any dead white folks out here in this district? Now, what makes you think there's been any kind of inkling of lynching going on around here in this city?
Yeah. Well, I heard. You know, I always got my ear to the ground. But I heard that the white mob lynched one of their own. Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Rudy.
So I was trying to figure out what they was doing or planning on doing in our community.
Rudy. Now God done shine his light down here on Greenwood.
Yeah.
And God bless the child that got his own.
That's right.
And we got our own, damn it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So if them white folks want to come across the railroad tracks,
Yeah.
we just to beat them senseless and send them back across the railroad track back to their house made on one track.
All right.
Fred, don't be so harsh. Remember now, the last 10 years or so, seem like all they want to do is live in peace. They got their piece of the pie. Damn it, we got our piece of the pie.
No. See, that way you're going down wrong, CL, because they think their piece is our piece. They just have been angling to coming over here and try to take what we work so hard for the game and what we take pride in.
Well, I'll tell you one thing for certain, one thing for sure. Got something on.
Come by.
Yeah. I don't like them crackers no way the way they
That
did
right,
our
Rudy.
people back then. So I'm ready. You hear me? I'm ready.
Hey, Rudy, put that gun away.
Always pulling out pistol.
Rudy, look, you probably got one bullet. Ain't never shot that gun before.
We got good customers around here. We don't want them to see that.
All right.
You probably fool around and shoot yourself.
I'm gonna shoot
You
them.
probably ain't got no bullets in there anyway.
Okay, all right. Sit down here for a minute. You gonna hurt yourself good too.
You may call me crazy. I think we gonna need about 1,000 more Rudies if we stand a chance to go to war with them goddamn white folks. They outnumber us in this district from 10 to 1.
Fred, what you talking about? A war that might not never happen. Greenwood was, is, will always be what it started out to be. Successful.
Yeah. Well, I've been in this district a long time, and it's been a long, hard road. But I'm here.
Yeah.
Them damn young white boys come and took a whole bunch of fruit off my fruit stand, had my fucking nerve to put a note in there saying, get ready. So what the hell that telling me is that they planning on taking all this shit back.
Well, I'm gonna say it one more time. Before even a rockin' chick get broke, cracked, tilted, I got something for him. Yeah. And I know JB ain't going for that. He ain't going for that anyhow.
Nah, JB ain't going for that.
Oh, no, you got that
JB
right.
ain't going for
He
that.
ain't just gonna let nobody come on over here and call himself taking over and things. Right, Lord.
But I tell you what, until a war comes, I'm gonna be making my money hand over fist.
That's right.
'Cause I ain't got time to be worried about no big event or no cracker coming down here talking mess to me. I just ain't gonna have it. Like I say, until that day.
I hear you, see. I get that. Fred, you be shy like I be shy. I be shy. He be shy. But he be wearing them fancy suspenders and bow ties and things. And I like his shoes.
Yeah,
He got
that's nice shoes.
Where you get your threads from anyhow, Fred?
Man, there's men stolen hatters all over this here district. You better strut on down there in Greenwood or Archer and go find you some good deals while you checking on my threads.
Fred, don't be so hard on the guy. He just asking.
And I'm just a telling him, see, yeah.
Hey, say,
Yeah.
do me a favor.
What is it?
Put a big gas in his head.
Hey, fellas, while y'all
And,
joking,
put it on my tab.
what's going on in your neighborhood? These white folks ain't playing.
What are you talking about, man? Go sit somewhere down. What are you talking about?
They ain't playing. I'm telling you. Y'all better get ready because they ain't playing. Maybe he got a card. He might got a card.
Man, get out of here. As long as I got this, man, I don't care about no track, man. As long as I got no bullets, I don't care about that.
A young shoeshiner boy named Dick Rowland was off to his usual start, May 31st, 1921, Memorial Day to be exact. He had dropped out of high school to shine shoes when he was 17. It wasn't uncommon at that time for Negro youth to do such a thing, being that he charged 10 cents a shoe shine and would usually get $1 tip or sometimes even more. Before long, Dick Rowland began sporting fancy suits and hats. He was also known for flashing wads of money, which coined him the name Diamond Dick. On this particular morning, he had headed down to the Drexel building to use one of the only colored toilets in the downtown area. This was located on the 5th floor. To get to the 5th floor, he had to take an old elevator which was operated by a young white girl named Sarah Page. She was 17 years old and had come to Tulsa after a divorce and to pay her way through school. By the time Dick got on the elevator and the doors closed, something weird happened. Speculators assumed the worst, that Dick Rowland, a young black male from Greenwood, had fondled or attempted to rape the young Sarah Page, an innocent white girl who was 17 and harmless. while inside of the elevator. Whatever happened in that elevator that day left Dick Rowland fleeing in a panic. Sheriff McCullough booked the young man and took him down to the courthouse, where an angry mob of a couple hundred whites had already heard the juicy news and had come to seek mob justice. Dick Rowland was placed in protective custody and was seemingly safe. After a black mob came down to the courthouse and a single gunshot was fired, all hell broke loose, needless to say. Some of the men turned to J.B. Stratford, who was known as the protector of Greenwood. They looked to him for advice on what to do next.
The clown coming.
You know, give me back my money, man. Hey, give me back my money.
Do I get to shoot somebody?
What we gonna do, JP? You can't let him lose that boy, JP.
They can't kill him, man. All right. They'll kill him if we don't do something.
JP, you can't let him lose that boy like that.
All right. All right. All right. It's come to my attention the sheriff got this boy down at the courthouse about this white girl. The sheriff assured me that he's not going to let that boy get lynched. But I seen the angry mob out there in front of him, and he might need some reinforcements. So I told him to call us here at the hotel if he needs our help.
Jack, do you think they gonna call you? Man, I think you done lost it a little bit. Goddamn paper that I read said that they were saying Negro to be lynched. And the Tulsa World gave confirmation that they gonna say by morning, Negro is going to be hanged.
Oh, man. Hold on, Fred. You say you think I'm losing it? Let me tell you something. I ain't lost shit. I'm still the stand-up guy my father raised me to be. I'll take a bullet in the ass for any one of these Negroes before I let a feather touch you. And that goes for anybody in the district of Greenwood.
We gotta do something.
Now, my thinking, this thing's work out at perfect timing. If the sheriff calls me, I intend to go down to the courthouse with all my weapons fully loaded. If I can't get any of you to go with me, I'll go alone, empty my weapons into that mob, and resign myself to my fate.
And we going with you, JB. We ain't gonna let that happen. We ain't gonna let them lynch that boy like that.
Well, I bet
Is that what they
down
gonna do?
to a bucket of shit, they gonna hang that whole boy.
That's right.
That poor boy.
That's why we got to do something here to get that.
Can't just stand here.
Calm down. We can't go down there like a bunch of vigilante hoodlums trying to bust that boy out of here. That's not the way it works. We have to find a way to break him out of there the legal way. Otherwise, by morning, he'll be dead meat.
Well, I tell you what, then, we ain't gonna let that happen. We ain't gonna let that happen.
I've seen that mob down there, and I've seen the angry looks on their faces, but I'll tell you one goddamn thing. Before anybody gets mobbed in Tulsa, the streets of Tulsa will run red with blood.
That's right.
Oh, now,
That's right, Telly B.
now, hold on,
That's right,
JB.
JB.
Hold on, JB. Whose blood we talking about? Because you know we only make up 12% of Tulsa. And you and I both know you're not ready to accept that type of an extraordinary loss.
Right, you're right. You're right. So what we'll do is wait. We'll wait for the sheriff to call us, and we must remain sober.
That poor boy. By the time the color get down there, he be history. You know.
He sure will.
We gotta do something now.
That's right.
I tell you
Right
what,
now.
they when they one down finger on that damn boy, it's gonna be fire and brimstone tonight.
Oh, wait. What we need to be doing is praying. And praying hard. Because I know God didn't bring us this far to lead us into the hand of the enemy. We need to be praying and praying hard that we can come up with a solution to this problem. Now you mean a Greenwood or you mean a God, bow your heads. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come before you tonight, dear Lord, seeking your hand of mercy. We come before you tonight, Lord, seeking your hand of grace. And Lord, we know that you are a merciful God. You are a kind Father. You are a wonderful Savior.
Roger, I think the Lord has told him more something else.
JB, you not gonna go after him?
No. Look at it. You see this all of every one of me. I seen the look of passion in their eyes. The same look of passion that white boys had when they hung one of their own. Now, I've been considered to be a thoughtful, considerate person, and I think that's right. That being said, I'm taking a seat right here in my fortress. That way nobody can say J.B. Stratford was the soulless side of a race war.
JB, would you listen to yourself? You're like a brick wall. You are like a brick wall. Why must you be so stone-faced and full of matters? Now, I done prayed, and I asked God to let this roll over by dawn, and he assured me that it will. Well, what's the other outcome if those boys get too drunk and go down there and try and get that boy out of that courthouse? That's not how it works.
What if it does work that way, Padre? What if it does? What if the men of Greenwood mount up, go down to that courthouse, put the fear of God in them white boys and force them to let that boy go?
You sound delusional, JB. We are outnumbered 10-1. What about all those young white World War I veterans who came home with those shiny new rifles and souvenirs? You don't think they're prepared to use them? And what about the Klan, JB? You think they let us survive? They wipe us out!
No. It wouldn't happen that way. Greenwood's too strong. We're too strong. We got too much strength. We're a peculiar kind of people. We came through the Trail of Tears, 1,000 miles away. We survived that, we'll survive this too. If you like, I can offer you some ammo and guns, but not too much.
JB, if there's anything that I could say to you that would deter you from making the mistake that you're trying to make tonight, what would it be?
Nothing you can say, FK. Nothing you can say. Nothing. Mistakes happen all over the world. Mistakes happen all throughout history. Mistakes got men in their history books. The mistakes you think I'm making can be called preparation. Even if I go out in a blazing gun battle, I'll still feel like I won because I stood my ground. Now, if you don't mind, I got some ammunition I need to tend to in my basement.
Well, I'll be at Mount Zion Baptist Church preaching about the mistakes that we make in our community. And if you run out of bullets, please feel free to come and run to the church for refuge.
I appreciate the Plan B alternative there, FK, but there's no way I'm running to the church. I'm a warrior. I'd sooner go out in a blazing gun battle. And truth be told, you and that congregation better not wait that water too much longer either. Them white folks hate that church. They tear it down brick by brick if they could.
Now you just talking crazy. Everybody knows that church was just built 40 days ago with the big, beautiful bronze cross, the beautiful pews, the gold carpeting. You think they destroyed the church?
FK, I know they would. Now, if you like, I can offer you some ammo, but not too much.
I won't need it. We're a peaceful church, and God has assured me that we're going to be safe. But JB, brother, I'm begging you to think about what you're going to do. If you don't think logically, all of Greenwood could be at stake. It seems like you've already made up your mind, though. So I'm going to get out of here and go to the church.
All right, okay.
But I'll be praying for you, brother.
All right.
I'm praying for you, sir.
While you're at it, say a few prayers for my bullets.
The
KKK went into black houses and looted, then burned the houses down, while women and children rummaged through the homes with shopping bags, grabbing jewelry, silverware, watches, and gold. Trucks were loaded up with pianos and furniture by Louis XIV. Grandfather clocks and many other goods were stolen by whites. They also beat and taunted and even murdered black men, women, and children, and left them dead in the streets. Flatbeds driven by whites rolled through black Tulsa with multiple dead bodies piled high, each on each other's backs. Most of the bodies were taken to mass graves where they had been dug in giant holes and buried them. Some were still alive. Ambulance and firemen came to the aid of the wounded blacks only to be threatened and turned away. Some firemen reported that they just went back to the station and went to sleep until morning. Families were frightened. Women and babies were awakened out of their sleep to be ran from their homes, unaware where to run and hide, all while being shot at with a machine gun set on a hill that blocked the entrance to the city. Police issued special forces of Klan deputies to carry out and enforce the law on any
leaders. These men were over 500 strong.
Keep your hand down on the plow. Hold on, hold on. No one let me come in. The doors are shut and the windows thin. Keep your hand down on the plow. Hold on, hold on. Mary, Mary, don't you cry. Jesus gonna come again by and by. Keep your hand down on the plow. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Keep your hand down on the plow. Hold on, hold on.
So they took me down to the convention center where they were holding a whole slew of my people. The looks on my people's face was that of total and utter defeat. And though I too had been defeated, my spirit was not completely broken. I was, however, now a fugitive from justice. I did not remain at the convention center. The next day they told me that General Barrett had a warrant out for my arrest. The city confiscated $2,000 of my hard-earned money. And though I had lost more than $125,000, that did not stop me from boarding that train to Independence, Kansas, where my brother was waiting for me. Unbeknownst to us, the Kansas authorities were hot on my trail. They took me in, but I bonded out by June 16th, never to return to Tulsa again. I moved with my son to Chicago. There I tried to build another hotel, but failed. Had to return money to investors. I opened a barbershop, pool hall, and a candy store, but not being Tulsa, Tulsa. Business just was not business. I passed away at the age of 75 in 1934 Chicago, but not before leaving for my children, my children's children, and their children, the legacy of J.B. Stratford.
My poor church, the house that Faith built is now gone. We tried to rebuild, but nothing could match the elegance of the original structure. I, with many others, tried to move on because we did not want to remember the night when we were criminals, refugees, and prisoners. You have to understand that the people of Greenwood were a strong people, a proud people, and we would rather be forgotten than to be remembered that night as what we became.
I am a senior citizen. I done gave them people the best of my years. I done raised them boys up to fine gentlemen. I sure did. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I raised them gals up to beautiful young ladies. I did that. Round there dusting and cleaning, serving them dinner, reading the paper one day. And I happened to notice in that paper, it said Negro lynching. I knew then it's gonna be a problem. I read on and it predicted that the Negroes gonna be out of ammunition by morning. By golly, them white folks was right. The National Guard came in. I was glad to see them. They helped us. And then some of them killed us off.
All I could smell was smoke. It was a dark haze over the city of Tulsa, especially Greenwood. The Klan was making their way down Orchard Street, headed toward my barbershop. The best I could do was board up all the windows to protect my establishment, but to no avail. One white fella struck me with a blunt object, and as I fell to the ground, I began to feel kicks and punches all over my body. One of my ribs was crushed, and I suffered a concussion. I managed to make it safely down an alley under a few cardboard boxes where I slept through the night until the riot was over.
For me, all was not lost. They burned to the ground my headquarters, all of my important paperwork, all of the paperwork of the clients that I prepared court cases for had been destroyed. But they couldn't take away the knowledge I had learned while studying law. I was reduced to working out of a tent, but before long, I had clients again. I had bricklayers and founders of Greenwood. I encouraged them to build back up the properties that they once owned, but it never happened. On that horrible day, June 1st, 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the United States of America has not and will not be the same again.
It was bombs coming from above. I was running for my life because I didn't know which way they was coming from. I tried to warn everybody, but no one would listen to me. I'm just the help, I'm just the maid. So as I got across the track, getting to the track, a whole mob, they attacked me. And these are some of the people I served dinner to. Thank God I was able to get away. But as I ran across the track, when I got there, my whole house was burned to the ground. It was just pure evil. And it was like the smell of death that lingered, and it lingered, and it lingered. Okay. It was a smell that you could never, ever forget.
I, too, was considered one of the bad Negroes that needed to be exterminated and erased from the history books of America. There was a young vet with a machine gun that was hid in the wood mill. I noticed that and I began to run down the street. And as I ran, I can feel the hot bullets hitting my flesh. And I continued to run until my legs got weak. And I quickly stumbled and tried to get up. But before you know it, there were two white men with badges over me. And in a rant, I hollered, "Well, get it over with, damn it." And they got it over with. And they threw my lifeless body on a flatbed with dozens of others to be buried in a mass grave 50 miles away.
I took a major loss. I don't know why. Just because I thought that I was one of the first black grocers to open a store in this here district, that they would bypass my stuff. But they did just the opposite. They destroyed everything in my grocery store, not to leave not one item to be saved. Then one of them deputized white boys snatched me up and drug me over into the convention line. And then I felt a blunt object across the back of my head. I was out. Then I woke up and looked around. All I saw was fire. Then I looked back around to see more fire. Then I realized I too had became ablaze and was surely gonna die by the consumption of more fire.
As I was leaving the theater, I heard a loud noise. And I started to look around. I couldn't believe what I saw. I saw 3 white men in a pickup truck dragging my friend Clyde down the road. I had heard there was going to be an uprising, but I never thought it would be nothing like this. So lucky for me, I had my trusty gun with me because they tried to jump me. And I started shooting until I was out of bullets, killing 3 white men. And I hid out until morning when I fled to Chicago on the first train coming.
How can I leave a legacy for my great-great-grandchildren? Everything was taken from me, all except my dignity. They burnt down my little Rose beauty salon, and I couldn't do a damn thing about it. Just a shame, I tell you. And I had just ordered furniture for my place. They took every shoe, clothing item, and trinket from me. All I worked for, gone. I was offered a job cleaning houses for whites, but that just wasn't my speed. By the time of the riot, me and my husband owned and operated a salon, a cafe, multiple properties, and rooms for rent. Now that that's all said and done, I live in a one-bedroom apartment, and I'm the one that's paying the rent. Ain't that a bitch? They even stolen my Model T Ford.
So many problems, gotta solve them. Though I got to stay patient, time is wasting. I'm embracing